No, 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 thank you. I don't want your hands. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Moon Knight. We're now on to episode 4, which is called The Tomb. So I gotta think that we're referring to Amit's tomb. That was the objective of Harrow and his followers that we learned about more so in episode 2. And we saw that he had the beetle. And then, of course, thanks to some very smart sleuthing between Layla and Steven, they were able to figure out where the tomb would be located based on a bunch of different pieces that came together. But sadly, Harrow is kind of smart enough to follow Steven slash Marc and figure out that, you know, the details he was missing, they were basically put together by those two. And in an effort to kind of help stop this from happening, we see that Khonshu sacrificed his freedom to allow them to get the star chart needed to find exactly where the tomb would be. And so now poor Steven slash Marc no longer have Moon Knight's protection, I believe. I don't know exactly how this works, but he did say that, you know, the healing armor and things like that all came from Khonshu. But now that he's now embodied in this doll, I got to think there's going to be a sacrifice as far as how well Steven and Marc are going to be able to navigate. But thankfully, we know that Marc can fight even without the suit, so can Layla. So we'll have to see how they fare now that they're completely defenseless, so to speak, against Amit's forces. And I'm just ready to see what this tomb is all about and who gets there first, or if they get there together. And also if we get to meet Amit, because get to meet Amit. See what I did? So, because yeah, so far Amit's not looking like the kindest god out there. And I gotta wonder whether or not my boy Harrow actually knows what he's doing by unleashing this to the world. So I'm ready to jump into this episode. But before I do, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Hopefully you like it here. And if you do, you'll hit that thumbs up button. Leave some comments below and let me know what's up. And if you really like it here, you can hit that subscribe button as well, so you can be notified when I do more reactions to this show. I also react to a lot of things Marvel, so if that's your thing, please join. And the same goes for those of y'all who've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back. Please, if you haven't already, hit that like button, write some little, you know, scripts below. And, you know, if you really like it and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button too. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into episode 4 right about now. Why are we upside down? Nightcrawler? Khonshu is going to enjoy telling he told y'all so. Oh, there's a handful of them up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 of them? I think I count 10 that are all in this same predicament. They might have to unleash some of them gods that are locked up in there, depending on how bad Amit is. And what's always worrisome, Amit's been entombed for what, a few thousand years probably? That's a lot of time to think about revenge, y'all. That's a lot of time to perfect your revenge when you finally get let out. I don't think these gods are ready. And what's worse is that us humans are gonna have to bear the brunt. You can't hide, sweetie. There's literally nowhere to hide in any direction. Please tell me you've got a weapon in there. The white suit ain't coming out to help you this time. Kudos to the camera person in here. This is definitely handheld cam work in a very, very small space. I feel like that's a lot of machinery for one girl. Oh no! Killed by your own ammunition. We like a smart girl. Oh, thanks for joining the party now! Do the gods not interfere if, like, avatars are killed? But I guess not, because they wouldn't know. Harrow's this good at hiding his tracks.
That deal didn't involve you getting Layla and us killed, did it? That's not gonna fly with me.
You guys made a deal that he would just disappear from my life. I should have been made aware of that.
Yeah, Marc's like, take this one, Steve! It's fine. Steven needs to understand what he doesn't understand. Clearly does not understand what Marc's gone through, what he does, how hard this is. But also maybe Marc needs to take a back seat once in a while too. Beautiful shots. I forgot to check if they actually did film this in North Africa, but I'm thinking no. But I don't know. It's not like the mouse don't have the cash for that. Goat!
Looks like they're already inside. We'll need to find another way to speed them to Amit.
Highly unlikely. Actually, I shouldn't say that because they didn't even know about like the star chart thing. So Steven might be better for this mission, actually.
I've been in situations like this before. So have I. It's the same body, isn't it?
Right. Okay. Good luck.
I know I'm bloody not alone. I've got Layla.
Oh, do
On
you?
my back. You in love?
Layla's in love with Mark.
If I need like a recipe for a protein shake or something, I'll call you.
Not threatening your own self. This is not good. The personality should not be fighting. Not this hard. Wait, who died? Who's dead? Who's Wait, what?
Mark's trying to protect you from Khonshu. That's why he's been pushing you away.
You snitch!
Thought you deserved to know.
It's like a third person that's in your marriage who like kind of is in your marriage but isn't in your marriage. It's weird. This feels weird. I mean, I know it's technically the same body, but it's kind of weird. And I guess technically her and Mark were on the verge of divorce. I don't know. It just feels weird still. Let's hope you can do that.
Oh, shit.
You deserve that. Deserve that too. Because that's disrespectful. At least let the ink on the divorce papers dry.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Not you. He's a nerd. Bless you. Nerds never look at women like that. It's always whatever they're nerding out about.
Big history buff, is he?
Oh, so much worse. Archaeologist on a mission.
That's basically a history buff, no? Archaeologist, history buff, kind of hand in hand.
Oh, yeah. No, it's fine. Maybe. That's fine.
Can y'all focus on the mission?
Yeah, I think so.
Look at you with your sweet talk. You're gonna get punched in the face again. This does make me wonder kind of what drew her to Mark, though, if it was just the fact that he was very action hero-y. Because clearly he wasn't too up to date with all this stuff. But it looks like she likes this nerdy archaeology buff side of him as well. Because it reminds her of her dad.
Pupil, sight, obviously. This point here is hearing, smell, touch.
Look at her. She's like, keep talking nerdy to me. The way these two might end up actually releasing this god when they're just trying to like investigate. This is why curiosity is sometimes dangerous.
They've been down here for centuries. And these must be some of the unlucky souls who crossed their path.
Right, an impressive send-off.
I mean, as an unlucky soul, you sure got a nice fancy burial. Should you just be touching things on the ceremonial deathbed? Some of y'all way too investigative, man.
I see lots of bones and blood going that way, and so I'm just thinking, like,
We shouldn't go that direction.
I think there's an opening there. You see that?
Yeah.
Should we check it out?
Yeah, let's check it out.
All right.
Yeah, he's like anywhere but following the trail of death. Actually.
Soft regeneration thing. Lots of...
Yeah.
The exit.
Yeah, can you just roll us along? Like you can nerd about this later. She already knows this stuff. You don't need to nerd out for her. Oh, fresh sacrifice, I guess. Sorry to interrupt your work. Just gonna exit stage left here. Continue all your sacrificing. So what is that? Because it doesn't look human. Or it was once, I guess, but... Really, ma'am? You could have just stayed still. Not the clicking sound. No, this is bringing me back to The Last of Us. Make it stop. Yeah, I'd say your cover's blown.
I squished it. I squished
No,
it.
you didn't. That thing just leapt up a wall like nothing. You think a little table gonna squish it? This is feeling so Indiana Jones right now. I'm loving it. Let's see how far behind this sucker goes. Oh. That's a great shot. Yeah, no, that's an abyss to hell. We don't want that one. There went the whole edge. Let's not focus on looking down. Let's just keep going before this ledge crumbles, huh? Yeah. Wait, what? No, 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 thank you. I don't want your hands. Nope. Nope. Oh, God. Someone needs a little olive olay. Jesus. Scared me. Not a double take? Oh, jeez. I had a feeling this thing was inhumanly strong. I don't think you can knock it unconscious. You're gonna have to just rip its head off or something. Can you imagine getting stabbed by someone's, like, femur? Kick it off. Kick it off. There we go. Layla? Okay, I heard there's a bottom at least. Okay. Did you land on him? Oh, yes! Okay! You know, maybe she should be the next Avatar. Actually, she's a badass. Good job, Layla. You did that shit all on your own. No special armor or nothing. Take that, undid weirdo. I know. But you made it. You did that. You did that. No, not this asshole.
I think we're looking at the long lost tomb
Of?
Alexander the Great.
Well, that'd be worth a few billion. Just take a chunk out of the little headpiece there. That should take care of you for life.
One of Egypt's most unique archaeologists.
Don't listen to him. Don't let him get in your head.
So proud of you.
She takes the bait.
He still hasn't told you the truth.
Well, you're obviously dying too.
Right? Like, since we're monologuing, let me get comfortable.
Oh, everything inside me's like screaming not to open this thing.
You want Harrow to get the Amit first?
All right.
Right? I get it, though. When you have such a nerd reverence for something, you just don't want to touch it, you know? Is it gold? No, it's the creepy old guy. Oh, there is gold, though. Just put that in the old backpack.
I'll do something here.
Oh, no. The desecration. Desecration in the nation. Mutilation. It should be dry, though, but...
Get in there.
That's hilarious. He's like, ew. He's like, get in there. Get in there. Wrap around it. Dig deep.
Marc was one of them.
You said it. What do you think?
It's hurtful. But something I wouldn't put past Khonshu.
A man with a fuchsia scarf. Handmade. Made by his daughter, perhaps?
What is the point of this, Harrow? Like, Marc's already living a crap life, you know this, and you just want to just destroy everything, huh? Okay.
Are you done?
Right? Getting off on this?
I do hope you find closure.
I hope you find your way down this hole to the eternal depths of hell. What happens if you break it?
Look, we won.
Did we? We're still stuck in the tomb. What you even talking about?
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, Marc!
Oh, you want to switch up now, do you? Oh, now you're willing to switch up. Okay.
You can. Abdallah al-Fuli.
Of
Maybe.
course not.
You were there.
Possibly.
You were there.
Oh, maybe that's the third personality.
How? How did you die?
Like, I understand why she needs these answers, but clearly she just wants to die. She thinks this Harrow didn't kill her there. He won't?
But you brought a killer right to him, right?
Are we done? Are you angry? Can we get angry later?
But I didn't die that night. And I should have.
Ah, so that's how Khonshu got him.
I tried to tell you since the moment we met. I just didn't know.
Oh my god.
He shouldn't have married her, though. That was pretty a low blow. You don't marry somebody without telling them that. That's unforgivable. I understand. There. Yeah, now you both can die.
There must be another way out.
Really? We could have found that, except you needed a full explanation right here and now. Sorry. I get where she's coming from, but Layla, that was not smart.
I remember the first morning I woke up.
Why does everything with Harrow have to be a 15-minute speech? God, just get to the point. Oh, God, he's such a narcissist. I see why Khonshu picked him initially. happy. You got your answer, and now Marc's dead again. Who can say where the road... Sorry. Was he still holding it? I'm not sure where the idol went. Or maybe she has it. Wow, this is a deep, deep, deep pool. Damn. Marc fell so hard he turned into a black man. What? That scream was legit. Is it a movie? This is supposed to be a movie within a movie.
Got plug. Now let's see what we can find on our friend here.
Oh my goodness, are we in the afterlife? There's VHS in the afterlife? That's a no for me.
B22, anyone got...
Oh, are we in a flashback? Because this is where Steven was before he broke? The first time he broke. Because this is definitely a place where you go when you're not doing well. It's way too white for me though. Like, ah. Oh. Isn't that that's the lady who kept giving him crap at the museum, right? What you drawing?
Beautiful.
Okay, that's Khonshu. All right, what is actually happening? I feel like we're getting a mishmash of real and afterlife here. More symbols that I don't understand. Oh, the goldfish.
I changed the movie, okay?
Who's that? Layla?
It's been 5 times this week. Who won?
What's he holding on to? Moon Knight.
Who won?
Moon Knight figurine? I want a Moon Knight figurine. Oh, God. How drugged do they have you that you have to be in a wheelchair? Why does it kind of look like Skeletor?
Being able to differentiate between what's real.
Oh, no, not him as the therapist. No, this would be hell. Let me go.
It was
Tomb Buster. Well done.
descend to the depths of hell. That's a good line. Yeah. The plot makes a real meal out of a lunar god.
My dude is like, I'm so high, I can't hear a word you saying. Please, Lord, never let me be this drugged up in my life.
Mark, we don't live in a material world. We live
A
in
material girl.
indirect inferences about the nature of reality. Like take, for example, this pen
Oh no, not the spoon reference from the Matrix.
of your situation.
He's like, your shoes are horrible. And how do you fit glass in there?
And I have noticed, all right, in our sessions, a pattern developing.
Oh.
Every time I ask you direct questions, you...
All these little pieces, like this is, I feel like this scene's got 1,000 Easter eggs that I'm not getting. Too much happening.
I can't help you.
If you don't help yourself. Here it comes. That's the line he said right before he went in the water.
Mark,
With drugs?
understand how you're feeling.
Oh my God.
I too
This is horrible. And kudos to Oscar. He's doing a great job. It's not easy to fake.
Be gentle with him. Don't hurt him, all right?
The patronizing tone. At least he only bit her. Thank you for not throwing the girl. Appreciate you. You know what, Khonshu? We don't need you right now. Would have been helpful back when I got shot. I don't know if I want to open that. How about we don't? It's probably a good idea we don't. Mark? Steven? Third personality? Okay. Steven! The personality's hugging. I mean, better than fighting, I guess.
Harrow shot us.
Yes! Yes, exactly. Exactly.
The way he's just like, I have questions. I think you should open up door number 3 because somebody did the murdering back in Cairo and no one's talking about it. Not Cairo, wherever the heck they were. I think you should open that. I really do. I think you need to meet the third person in the party. I mean, they're a little murdery, but that might be a good thing right now. That was a big shadow. It's a no.
Hi.
No! No, you can't end it there. Who is that? Is that a meat? It's a meat, isn't it? He's a meat. I'm sure he was still holding the idol when he got shot, right? Well, you can't end it there. The hair was banging though. Most hippos be bald and stuff, but not that one. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow, guys. Well, that was episode 4, which was called The Tomb. And wow, the tomb it was. And things got trippy at the end there. I'm really still trying to process what we just saw. And that's a good thing. It means that they did a really good job of kind of coming at us a bit sideways as far as what went down with Marc and at the end there. And again, I've said this since I think episode 1 that the show's doing a really good job of mixing what's real versus what is perceived or what is potentially just happening inside of Marc/Steven/unknown person's head. And with this episode, it very much like, especially with last episode, it feels like all this stuff is real, but now with him being shot twice, point blank, he might be inside of his head right now. But like I said, like we did see that he was holding onto the idol. I don't remember seeing if he put it away before Harrow and his people showed up, but I don't think he gave it to Layla. So he still has it on his body, which means when he died, he had the god with him. So I don't know how you free these guys, by the way. Like, I don't know. We saw that the gods got together to put Khonshu into the statue. We don't know how to unstatue. Like, I don't know if you just break it or if another ritual has to happen or if a body needs to be nearby. Like, I don't know what happened. We don't know that part yet. They haven't exposed us to the unbinding ritual. The point is, I think at this point we can assume that Marc/Steven died or got shot with the tomb, or not the tomb, with the idol for a meat when he fell into the water. But again, that pool looked very shallow, but somehow we saw that effect of him falling a lot deeper. So that's why I'm thinking this is a mental episode for him. But I'm going to come back to that because that was kind of the major part of the episode. But before that, we had the two of them, Layla and Steven, because Steven is still in control at the moment. Layla and Steven heading to try and find the tomb, because now that they at least know where it is, there is, it's a race against time, basically. They need to get there, get this little idol first, and get it away from Harrow, which again feels like a very impossible mission, because once again, we know Marc no longer has Khonshu's help, and they literally have no allies, right? Like, Harrow's got a whole freaking army down there, plus people he's paid around this area to help him out. So like, it's kind of a mission impossible, especially with no help. And sorry, before I even get into that, they also showed that there's like 10 gods, it looks like, that are on that wall right now that have been through this. So I think that they showed us that wall for a reason. It wasn't just for aesthetic. I think there's a reason why we're seeing them, and maybe they're going to come into play later, but we'll see. Anyway, they head to the tomb, and we see that Marc and Steven are arguing over who should be in control, but I'd say in this case, it's true that like we need Steven's brain. We need Marc's bravery and his brawn, but we definitely need Steven's brain. But I feel like because Marc has been the one in control and who understands the full scope of what's going on, maybe Steven does need to go through this so he can understand better the scope of what's going on, this world, how dangerous it is, have a deeper appreciation for what Marc's going through. Because right now, Steven's being hella judgmental because he really does not understand what's been happening. He really does not know what Marc's been going through. He's just only seen the bad parts, like the violence and the fact that his marriage has fallen apart and the fact that he lies a lot, but he doesn't see all the other stuff that Marc's had to do to keep them alive, to keep Layla protected. And we finally also got the backstory as to how Khonshu even became a thing in his life, because we did hear that he was on the brink of death, but we had no idea why. And so we got that story. And again, like you're seeing Steven kind of go through, and again, we needed Steven this episode because Steven needed to be the one to like figure out all the tomb, what would you call it, riddles and trivia that were necessary to navigate the tomb. But we also saw that there's a few other elements that we didn't quite anticipate, like whatever the heck that weird ghoul thing was that was sacrificing people. I'm assuming eating them for themselves, but I don't think that was a servant of a meat or anything like that. But still, weren't expecting that. But hey, kudos to Layla. She handled that like the queen she is. No help, no one to back her up, no special powers. I see now why Khonshu had his eye on her. Probably should have picked her, but I guess he didn't really know who she was at that point. But digressing, they kind of went through that whole situation, and then of course we had Layla find out the truth about Marc, and how Marc, first of all, well, no, she didn't really infer the Khonshu stuff, but she figured out now like how Marc kind of tied into her story around her father. And like we'd gotten little bits and pieces of that dig site incident, but we never really knew what it was all about. And now we know that it was in fact Layla's father who was onto figuring out who the gods were. And my guess is that whoever this assassin was, whoever the partner was that Marc was working with at that time, who ended up killing everybody there and trying to take the loot. I have a feeling that maybe the other gods might have maybe planted that in this guy's mind, because we already know that these gods don't want to be discovered. They do not want the fact that they're walking around amongst humanity to be a thing. So they might have orchestrated a few things to keep their identities secret. And Marc kind of got pulled into it, clearly being someone, I guess, who is more of a thief, it sounds like, potentially. And like he said, he did not think there was going to be a murder involved. And by the time he figured it out, it was too late even for him. But then Khonshu swept in, saved his life in exchange for the power or becoming the Avatar. So interesting backstory. At least we know how that happened, but we also understand now how trapped Marc really is and how hard it's been for him. And as I said in the episode, it's a very tricky situation as far as him not telling Layla and him marrying Layla and falling in love with Layla. Like, I was of course losing it in the episode because I'm like, oh my God, like I get that Layla is reeling right now, because kind of everyone's worst nightmare to know that you were sleeping with somebody who murdered your dad. But at the same time, like, this was not the time and place for her to be having this conversation. Like, they are still in danger, but you get it. Like, I was like, oh my God, girl, like, can you freak out later? But I understand it's a very hard thing to process. And in that moment, she was just like, you know, she had just killed some weird otherworldly thing. And now this guy's telling her that the man she thought she knew had the ultimate secret, which was that he had actually, you know, taken someone for, well, not really, he didn't do it directly, but still he knew who killed her dad and never told her. And what was more, allowed himself and her to fall into this relationship together with this giant lie between them. So I understand her anger. It was justified. He really should have told her the truth. And I think in Marc's case, what made it more difficult is probably by the time he was ready to tell her this, he was already starting to fall for her. And of course, then, you know, that fear of, oh, if I tell her, she's clearly going to hate me for life and probably want to get me arrested. And I can't have that happen. And also, I don't want to lose her, right? So it's kind of a big mess. And now, you know, even him wanting to divorce makes so much more sense now too. Not even just for Khonshu, but his probably in the back of his head this whole time, he's been like, I should never have married her. Very messy. But, you know, having Steven in the middle is kind of the bridge to be like, you know, well, you know that Marc's protecting you. You know that it's not all him being a jerk. Like, he really does care about you. But this secret was too much of a doozy. And it's like that Steven just like, you better have this body back, because that's a little too deep for even me to try to mediate at this point. And like I said, I completely understand if Layla's done with him. I think that's a fair assessment. That's a fair play to make. I feel like she's going to get over it though, if for no other reason, because this situation is kind of forcing them to stay together. And we saw how horrified she was when he got shot. Obviously, it's a lot more complicated now because Steven's in there too, who's a innocent party in this whole thing. Now on to the post-shooting part of the episode. Marc ended up getting shot because, unfortunately, that whole very necessary but very ill-timed conversation between him and Layla happened. But we see that we went into that last sequence, which, like I said, is so interesting. And I'm still processing it, to be honest. It might take me rewatching it once or twice to pick up on things. And I do feel, like I said in the episode, like there's so many Easter eggs that I probably missed. But anyhow, seeing Marc in that situation of being in what looks like some kind of a mental health facility, and, you know, with all of the color, you know, the sterile white, and then you have like the little pops of color and things like the treats, the medications. And I feel like there was so much symbolism there around mental health and the struggles that people who have certain types of mental health issues, where they sometimes do have to be, I don't know if institutionalized is still the right word for it. So if it's not, please forgive me. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just honestly don't know if that's, you know, still a thing. But yes, when you actually have to be committed to an institution or some type of facility where you are being forcibly treated, basically, in many cases. And I say forcibly in that sometimes people are so in the depths of their illness that they don't have the wherewithal to know that they need help, or they don't want to receive the help. So they kind of have to be put in there by people who care about them to try to help them. But we see, I feel like Marc has possibly gone through this before. Like, if this is not a memory, like right now, my theory, let me just start with, I should start with what I think it is. My theory is that Marc is in a kind of a purgatory state right now. Like, he's not dead, but he's dying. And he's now retreated into some place inside of his mind, like some deep recess of his mind that is a protection area for him. Because a lot of people have this if they've gone through severe trauma. They kind of have a space that they can like retreat into in their brains where they kind of sit and when things become too much. But I think that's what happened, and that we're here, but this place is made up of a lot of things that have probably made up Marc's actual life. And we don't know yet for certain, but I feel like Marc is aware of the fact that he's had issues with the personalities in the past, and he has possibly been institutionalized for it. But at the same time, we see that he also, the fact that he was calling out for Steven, saying that he missed Steven, that he needed Steven, there is a dependency there. And I think that's the first time we've heard Marc talk about Steven in a way that was more of a I miss you and need you sort of way versus a I just need you to leave me alone sort of way. So I don't think the show's ever going to get that deep into the layers of how this disorder works and how it can affect people, but I feel like they're giving us a taste of kind of what's going on in Marc's head at any given time. So I think that was kind of what a lot of this place we saw at the end kind of represented. And then of course we see with him going to the first sarcophagus and then Steven locked away in there. Very symbolic of him being locked in, right? Because that's exactly what Marc does when he's in control of the body. Typically he seals kind of Steven away, and that's kind of the way it was up until recently too, that he used to be able to keep Steven in the sarcophagus. But then again, we saw there was a second sarcophagus. It was someone screaming and rattling, and Marc very pointedly looked at it and then said nope and kept walking. So I think he didn't look like he was surprised to see it, if that makes sense. It was more like he made a conscientious choice to not go and open that door. A lot of interesting symbolism there, and obviously a very interesting conversation that he had with Harrow. I don't know. There's more going on, clearly. Obviously, we know that Steven / Marc is not going to die here. I feel like a little bit more is going to be coming out here. Something's happening. Something's keeping him alive right now. And I think whatever that thing is what Amit, which I'm assuming is Hippo face, but I could be wrong. And whatever, Harrow was trying to do, I think that they're trying to fight whatever it is that's keeping Steven alive right now. But I do think that this trip through this fictitious mental facility is what's going to help us understand a bit more of how things work in Marc's head. But also, we can hopefully finally get Marc and Steven at the very least, and who knows about door number 3, but at least these two to finally get to a true place of agreeing how they're going to work this going forward, because the fighting and the bickering and the fighting over the body is not working for either of them, and it's definitely gotten them into more trouble than not. That's pretty much it for the episode, guys. It was very interesting, very cool. I enjoyed it as usual. I really love the storytelling in this show. It makes it so interesting and fun to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video.